She's the mom with like the huge ass poster and like the fucking blue fainted face.
Yep.
Oh my
The foam finger. Except it's a dick. Hey, you're listening to Babes and Bad Decisions podcast. We're babes, we make bad decisions, and we're here to tell you about them. I'm Elaina.
I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Emily.
And welcome to our
Seventh episode. 7. We're talking about dating apps.
Woo!
You know them. You love them. No, you hate them.
No,
you hate
you
them.
hate them. You love them? It's like the kombucha girl. What? The girl, she tastes kombucha and then she's like, no. And then she's like, wait.
Brittany Broski.
Yes.
Broski.
She's hilarious.
I literally don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
This is like months old, this meme. We'll show it to her later. Don't worry, guys.
I'm not a meme gal.
We'll keep her updated.
We will. All right. So dating apps. And the 3 main ones that we're going to be talking about today are Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. So, like, I'm sure there's more out there. Like, Christian Mingle's all the rage. I get it. But, like, I personally have not been on other ones. And I don't think you guys have either, right?
No. The only one that I know of that's really popular, like similar, is Grindr. But
well, none of us are gay men. So.
Well, exactly.
Unfortunately.
So
yeah, sorry, guys. We're not talking about that one today.
Yeah. Can't give you any advice in that department.
Okay. But before we get into, like, the specifics of each app, we're going to talk about the basics of every app. So it starts with building your profile. And this is very important.
Dating apps 101.
101. Building your profile. So it all starts with the pictures. And what kind of pictures do you guys put on there? Like, what are your go-tos?
Well, fun fact, I actually didn't pick out any of my pictures. Elaina and her boyfriend picked them out.
Oh,
Correct.
yeah.
Oh, my God. It was a beautiful sight.
It was so fun. Like, him and I talked about it. We're like, we want to create a YouTube channel of us just redoing people's Tinder profiles or, like, dating profiles because I think it's so much fun.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, Elaina, when I was newly single for, like, the first time in years, Elaina helped me build my Tinder profile. And it was beautiful because I came to her with these pictures and I was like, please help me. And she was like, don't worry, I got you.
Do not fret.
Well, yeah, because with the pictures, it also matters the order they're in.
Oh, very
correct.
It's like either a build up or like the first one's like a wow.
It's gonna play back on that.
Yeah, please. Oh my gosh. It's true. I think it should be like a wow, but for me, I always end up putting my current favorite picture of myself as the first picture. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of vibe it gives off. It's always like, what am I feeling the most right now?
Yeah. I think your first picture should just in general be a really good picture of you. Like, you want your first picture to be your best foot forward. So
yeah. So, and another thing Elaina taught me was about where to put, like, the booty pics. Or like the bathing suit pics or that, like, hot Halloween pic that's, like, super scandy. The best place or the best placement I have learned is the third picture.
Oh, really?
Specifically. Interesting.
Mine is the second.
Really?
Is the second, yeah.
Well, let me look at my app, actually. My apps. The first picture for me is always, like, my favorite. Second picture is usually, like, a face picture. Actually, I lied. It's in the second spot. Whatever.
Oh!
Boom.
On Hinge it is. On Tinder it's the third. But
She's just got so many.
Whatever. It's always, like, favorite picture and then either, like, the scandy picture or, like, a good picture of my face.
Yeah.
Because usually my favorite picture isn't a close-up picture of my face. It's, like, a body pic or me in a fun location or something.
Right. Yeah,
So
I think, like, bikini pics or just, like, scandalous pictures definitely shouldn't be the first one. And then I think it kind of depends on, like, why you're there. Because, like, if you're on the app just to find someone to fuck, then, you know, you can put it, like, first or second or whatever. But I think if you're actually on there to, like, try and find someone to, like, actually connect with, then maybe put it a little bit later. Or
True.
Don't put one at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't have one for a while, and then I said fuck feelings, and now I have one.
Yeah, because, like, so on dating apps, you have your bio, of course, which allows you to say something about yourself, however you kind of take the bio. But honestly, the pictures are pretty much your main way of communicating either who you are, what you want out of the app, and like what you want the person to take from your profile. So
Agreed.
yeah, I think obviously put your best foot forward, but like if you're a really weird and goofy person, like I told Charlotte this,
That
she
one
is
bio
she
you
is
made me
so
was
weird
fire.
and like goofy
And funny.
right, in like a good way.
Yes.
But I was like, you have to put something in your
have to,
profile
like,
that
give them-
shows that, you
You have-
know?
You have to like give them a fair warning.
Right, because like they have to go in knowing what they're getting into.
Exactly.
So I told her to put like some goofy pictures or like a goofy bio or
Wait,
something.
no, you gave me a bio about something with like a craft single. I'm a craft single and I like to mingle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a good one. I've
She
never
really
heard that
likes
one
cheese.
before.
Because I fucking love cheese. Like holy moly.
Oh, if you've listened to our last episode, you will
Know how obsessed.
know how obsessed she is with cheese. Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
well, speaking of bios and fun facts and stuff, what are y'all's bios or fun facts?
So I'm not currently on them, but my bio while I was it was really bad, honestly. It was I sing and stuff, and that was my
Yeah.
whole bio.
Fuck that.
Which, to be like, I will say it now, it's not the best bio.
For someone who's over here creating fucking Tinder profiles and that was your
but
bio.
you have to understand, like, first of all, I wasn't on it very long, and second of all, I wasn't like when I made my Tinder profile, I wasn't going into it like, okay, I'm gonna find someone,
Find
we're
the
gonna
love of my
bang.
life.
It's, like, I didn't even go on with the intention of like actually meeting up with someone. It just kind of happened. So for me, it was very just like whatever. So I didn't really care enough. I feel like if I had been on it a little longer and like actually wanted to meet someone, then I probably would have put more effort in, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Juno.
On Hinge, it makes you answer questions. Like, you can't just not have anything.
Which I think is good.
Yeah, so mine are, let's debate this topic. Time travel is definitely real. My roast irrational fear, frogs, not kidding. And
So true.
my personal favorite, my ideal first date. I show you my collegiate acapella videos and you think it's really cool.
Dude,
Oh
fucking same.
my gosh.
If you will sit around and watch videos of me,
Wait.
And
We're
honestly, God,
golden.
so the guy that I'm like seeing right now, or my friend with benefits, the second time we hung out, I literally showed him our music video, our acapella music video,
Oh, you
and he thought it
gotta.
was super cool.
because it is, you gotta flex a little bit.
It is. I flexed hard, but
Wait, so do you not have a bio on Tinder?
no,
You get a hard left swipe from me. If you don't have a bio, I just left.
But
it.
am I not hot enough to not have a bio?
Anyway, my bio on
Shit.
I think you're hot enough. I think also men care less.
Men do care less.
I'm kidding.
Correct.
I'd swipe right on you just because I know how quirky you are.
How quirky.
Quirky? I really
Gross.
am a grandmother.
A grandmother.
Grandmother.
Okay, my bio is tell your parents we met on Christian Mingle. And then, like, I did, like, 3 dashes, so it only comes up if you press, like, the little info. And it goes, if you can leave a good hickey, swipe right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I like that a lot.
Hold on. Can this be the part where you tell the story as to why we added that onto your bio?
Okay. Basically, I had the worst fuck buddy experience of my entire life. Or at least I hope it will be for my entire life.
Probably one of the worst, yeah.
Oh my god. Like all I wanted was like a couple of hickeys and like a good fuck, and I got neither of those things.
Girl, you got nothing.
You got like less than nothing. You were extra
got
dissatisfied after
the
that
worst
encounter.
Shit.
The worst part about it is that like I call it he had a catchphrase. So like this gentleman chose before he started his cycle to look me in the eye and say, oh, good God, I'm literally throwing up as I think about it. Look me in the eye and go, are you going to come? 'Cause I am. And then
And then goes into the cycle.
That's so gross. Wait, but he said this like while
yes, like
during
yes.
intercourse.
Correct.
So
Correct.
cringy. Dude, if you're
It
listening
was-
to this, don't do that
Like
anymore.
don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Just honestly put all
It
your
would've been
effort
better
into
to
the
not
groove
say
and the
anything.
rhythm.
Right.
And,
Well,
oh my god.
so, and I told Charlotte this. I was like, my main thing is like, because it didn't last very long.
No,
and it was just
he was a
overall
Minuteman.
bad.
He was literally maybe here for 18 minutes and maybe lasted a minute or two.
So-
it was depressing.
And I was like, so I can understand like not being able to last very long. Like there's biological reasons that might happen for you. Like, and there's not a whole lot that he can do about it. However, you can put more effort into like making sure that the other person is pleased. Like he didn't go down on her. He didn't take any time like making sure that she was being pleasured. So like, dudes, if you're nervous, if you haven't gotten off in a while, whatever, and you're like, no, I'm definitely not going to last very long, like, that's okay. Just make sure that you're making up for that in other areas. Like,
Facts.
because
couldn't have said it better than no.
like,
that
there's
wasn't
no
English.
excuse.
So then we
Long story short,
we updated the Tinder profile to have a little sexuality in there.
yeah, because she was
Because
like, all
that's
I
what you
wanted, she was like, all I wanted was a good hickey, and I was like, all right, well then put that in the bio if that's all you want,
It really-
so that they
it really
know.
was. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I respect it. And then when you finally find a match, do you guys have any like go-to opening lines? Because like on Bumble, you have to message first.
Elena and I, oh my gosh, it is so much fun when we respond to my matches. Let me just look. You
Yeah.
go. I'm gonna look.
I honestly pride myself on being really good at coming up with opening lines, and I want to send a message to all the women out there, or just anyone who like feels weird or reluctant about messaging first. Like, have fun with it, because it's really not that serious. Like, just
Yeah.
message. Like, if you're really attracted to someone that you match with, like, just message them first. Just do it.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, you're probably going to say this, but can you tell us your opening line?
Oh, yes. Yes, I will. So I was going to say, like, I don't have any, like, specific opening lines that are like, oh, if you use this every time, it'll get them. I think it's really, you have to say something, like, pertaining to their bio or pertaining to a picture, or something that they have on their profile. But also it can't be something that, like, everyone's going to comment on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they have a dog, don't just be like, oh, cute dog. Like, everyone's going to say that. That's why they have the dog picture.
Facts.
So, yeah. But for him, so this is the guy I'm dating now, but on his profile, he had this picture, and he had been in this, like, little mini photo shoot, super chill, for, like, a calendar, and it was him.
You make it sound like he's a fucking model.
I know, he's not. He was in, like, a donut floaty, like a pool floaty, and he was holding a box of donuts, like, over his, like, crotch area, and he was only wearing underwear, and he was biting a donut. So that was one of his pictures. And so I messaged him, and I was like, funny enough, I also enjoy eating donuts without any clothes on. And then he responded, because my thing said I sing and stuff, and he was like, funny enough, I'm also a musician, so it looks like we're off to a good start, or something like that. So it
And
was
then
like
we all barfed
specific-
ourselves
Right.
and ran away
Right.
and cried because I'll never find a match like that in my life.
So yeah, it was like something specific to his thing. It was clever and funny, but it also kind of had like a sexual, like,
Component.
hot twist, because now
Yeah.
he's thinking about me eating donuts without clothes on.
Which is like my favorite mental image when I'm
Right,
having a bad
exactly.
day, is I just think
Like,
about Elaina eating donuts
Elaina.
without clothes on, and it just
Oh,
makes
wait.
everything better.
we need a fucking bracelet. What would Elena do?
What would Elena do?
Eat donuts
the
naked.
little
That's what I'm
rubber
going to
ones.
do.
Oh
So
my
Charlotte, read a couple of the messages that we
Okay.
came up with.
Well, my go-to was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, we call him Spider-Man.
Oh.
We have nicknames.
Yes.
So basically, this guy that I matched with had like him in a Spider-Man costume in his profile. So I messaged him and said, $10 you won't come to our first date in the Spider-Man costume. And then he goes, $100 you're not the girl of my dreams that'll actually want me to, because I definitely do it. I go, bet. Name a time and place. And then from there we got married and had a bunch of kids and now have a dog and live in a condo in the Upper East Side. I fucking wish.
She wishes.
No, it just to be continued.
Yeah.
To be continued.
And like, to bring that a little full circle, I think that also goes back to like the pictures thing. Like, those are types of pictures that were very specific and like quirky and funny and kind of weird, but like it gave us something to comment on. So if you're building your profile, like think about it that way. I'd be like, you know, give them something to talk about, like a conversation starter.
Oh my god, what we were going to do, I almost forgot, is I have this game called New Phone Who Dis.
Oh my goodness.
And basically it's like Cards Against Humanity, but texting.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the responses are so freaking funny.
Were you going to send them to matches?
Yes. Yes.
If you have that
Literally-
game, do
Wait,
it.
I'll read- I'll
Please
read
do it.
One of them, I took a picture of it, and it's my go-to whenever I don't know what to say, but I want a message.
Oh, it's so funny.
And it literally says, have you ever wondered if God looked like Shrek? Like he could, and we would never even know. Like that would be my opening line. Like,
Oh my god. See, things like that get me. And we'll talk about this in a sec about like best opening lines to come to us.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, creativity is everything, and it's definitely better if you base it off their profile and not like general.
Yeah.
But like one of the general ones that I do send
Yeah.
is if they talk about, you know, like having a dog, or like they have a dog in their profile, I'll always say, oh, not always, but I'll say, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Dogs, I mean.
That's good.
And then
Oh, I like that.
one of the best ones I've ever sent, I'm genuinely so proud, is this guy was like, okay, fun fact, my ancestors were hung in the Salem witch trials.
Okay.
And I said, wow, are you as hung as your ancestors?
Oh shit. That's so good.
And he was.
Oh my god.
oh.
No, you should be very proud of that one.
It's like
That's
creme de la
excellent.
creme. So besides like the bio, is there anything that sticks out to you first? Like, or something that you really look for? Because like my roommate is 5'8".
Yeah.
Or like 5'7", something. I don't know. She's tall.
not 5'7".
She's
She's
tall.
taller than me.
Whatever. So
She's
she's tall. And she always looks at height because she's like, I can't date someone shorter than me. So she's
Yeah.
like, I always look for 6 foot or above.
Yeah.
And I
mean,
get that.
Yeah, I think obviously initially, like, I have to find them hot. I'm not a huge fan of like super fratty pictures and stuff.
Oh, I am.
No.
Vineyard
uh,
Vines, anybody?
oh.
Like, I remember I would always go for like, I don't know, there has to be something interesting about you. Like if it's just a super basic profile, then I'm just like bored.
Yeah.
Like there was one guy and he was like a photographer, like videographer guy. And so he had stuff like that on his profile. I thought that was really interesting. I remember talking to him about it for a while. So yeah, I think other than like obviously just being like physically attracted to them, like there has to be something interesting about you, whether it's in your bio or your pictures. Like, I don't know, intrigue me.
Well, I have just 2 rules that I consistently go by. I also will state that I'm the pickiest swiper on Tinder, and everyone...
That's true.
Oh, also, I only have Tinder. I had Hinge, wasn't a fan of it. I kind of, not a first message type of gal.
That's
we're-
you have
we're
to message
changing
first
that.
on Bumble, not Hinge.
Oh, fuck. Never had Hinge.
Oh, fuck.
It was Bumble, and I didn't like it because I had to message first.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, 2 rules of mine. If the dog is the first picture, it's an ultimate left swipe. And if you have no bio, it's an ultimate left swipe. And if you... What did your man's freaking write about me? Blonde man children.
Oh, yes.
If
Yes.
you're not a blonde,
He called
blue-eyed
you-
man child.
He called you a Tinder power swiper.
Yep.
I would tell you, it takes me quite a while to swipe right. But when I do, Elaina is there and ready with the message.
Incredible. Yeah. Okay. One of the things I noticed, if you have fish pics, if you have like more than one
Oh,
picture
yeah.
of you holding a fish,
Yeah,
I don't want
for
it.
Nope.
no.
That's such a Florida thing. That is
It is.
100% a Florida
hate it.
thing. That
It
is
really
not
is.
on New York Tinder, I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, no shit. But, and then also living in Nashville, everyone's a musician. So
Yeah.
like everyone has concert pictures, which can be really cool, but I can't see your face.
Right.
If it's a concert picture, it's heavily edited. It's from far away. It's an action shot. I can't see you. I
Yeah.
can't tell if you're attractive. Like, cool, you're a musician. Same.
Right.
It gets boring. Like, there needs to be something more interesting about you.
Correct. Yes.
And just a tip about looking at other people's profiles. Like, that is, especially with men, their profiles are like the best that they look.
Yeah.
So if they look not great on their profile and you're like, maybe I'll give him a chance, he probably looks worse in person. Like,
Yeah.
it's not worth it, baby. It's
not
not.
getting any better.
Wait. I thought that too, and I matched with one of them and then started to Snapchat them, and way hotter in person.
Really?
100%. Like, it was... I have no words.
I feel like there can be exceptions, but I feel like for the most part, guys are usually not as photogenic.
Yeah, also sometimes, like, I'm so sorry, but I asked him, go, you are very good looking, but I, like, almost hesitated when, like, swiping on you, and he was like, well, I don't, like, take a lot of pictures. Like, I don't think guys will ever take as many pictures as we do.
Yeah, that's true. But even the guy that I'm, like, hooking up with now, his Bumble wasn't, like... It like, he even told me, he's like, I didn't put a ton of effort into it, but, like, you can still tell that he's attractive. Like, he looks hot in his pictures.
Right.
So even though he hadn't put a ton of effort into it, it was still, like, clear. And then I met him, and I was like, yes.
Correct.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I felt that way about the guy I'm dating now. So I guess...
Well, he had, like, model pictures on his Tinder, so he looked very good.
Well, his brother was into photography, or I guess still is into photography, but... So, yeah, he had some, like, well-taken pictures, and he looked better than most. But I guess, yeah, like, what you're saying is the golden rule is, like, if you're not attracted to them on the app, like, it's probably not going to get any better. So don't, like, hope for more.
Yeah. It's like trying on clothes in a dressing room. Yeah. Like, you like them the most in store.
Yeah.
So if
you don't love it...
Don't bring it home.
Exactly. Don't...
So now, going into Tinder versus Bumble versus Hinge, do you guys have any personal favorites?
I can't really speak on it. I only ever had Tinder.
I have not had Hinge. I did not like Bumble. I have Tinder. It's fine.
Correct. I don't think anyone can ever say, oh, I love Tinder. Like, no one loves Tinder. It's just, like, true. The main one.
Yeah.
But I've had all three. And Tinder was, like, when I was first single, after, like, 4.5 years, I got on Tinder, and it was so much fun to swipe.
Yeah.
And, you know, some things led from that, but then coming back, I tried Hinge and Bumble, because those are the two that my roommate had.
Yeah.
And I liked Hinge, but then I just collected hoes and got too confused with who was who.
Oh no!
And then
I've done
gave
that
up.
Before.
Yeah, it was so. I was like, which Michael are you? Like,
oh,
are you
boy.
Nate or
No,
Nathan?
wait,
It was
wait.
like so. It was too much.
One thing I've learned, which is terrible, but yeah, I've learned. Okay, so when you get their Snapchat, which I highly recommend because it's kind of how you know if they're, I guess, better looking off Tinder. I have like a specific emoji for like all
her
men.
Tinder hoes.
And mine is the like smiley face, but with the zipper mouth, and all of them have it. So like you could probably do that, but like have a different emoji depending on the app.
That's true. Well, now I gave up on Hinge because I just got bored of it, and then I downloaded Bumble, and I found way more interesting people on Bumble, and then that's how I met the guy that I'm hooking up with now through Bumble. So I'd have to say Bumble's probably my favorite, but the one downside is that you do have to message first.
Yeah.
And sometimes they were like hot, but their profile gave me nothing to work with.
So boring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I can't come, like, and I came up with some like funny opening lines, some very funny ones. But when you give me nothing to work with, all I can say is, hey.
Yeah.
And then Bumble goes, are you sure you don't want to send like a more interesting message? And I'm like, Bumble, I tried.
Oh my God.
Have you seen their profile? I tried.
Yeah,
I did my best.
I remember Charlotte complaining about this because she'd be like, what do I say? Like, there's nothing on here that I can comment on. Like, and I would be like, yeah, I got nothing for you.
Also, I'm pretty sure it's been a hot minute, but doesn't Bumble also do like a countdown or like a timer for when like...
Yeah, you have to...
that.
I forgot about that. That stressed me out.
That.
Because sometimes I'd want to just swipe, but then I'm like not in the mood to talk to any of them.
Yeah.
So you have, once you match, you have 24 hours. Like, women have 24 hours to message the other person. And if you don't message them, you lose the match. But if you message them first, they have 24 hours to respond to you, or then like then you lose the match.
Oh, that's
See,
annoying.
I know.
coming from someone with a loaded planner, I lost a lot of matches because of that. Because I remember I had it while school was rapidly picking up, and I literally would get on the app, and all of the matches I had would be gone because I check it maybe like once or twice a week.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, that's annoying because then you kind of have to like be really committed to like being on it all the time,
Yeah.
which is like not good. Don't do that.
Yeah. And
Please don't do that.
Tinder's nice because you can just swipe and ignore it.
Yeah.
And if you have any unread messages, it's like you can read them and not respond, and it takes away your notification. But Hinge doesn't take away your notification until you respond. So
That's
it's
also
so
super
annoying because I'm like, I don't want to respond to them. And the reminder's still there.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts.
You're talking about like someone who has like 99 text messages that I don't look
Her
at
phone
until like
stresses
the
me
next
out.
day.
I hate that so much.
I can't
but-
have any push notifications on my phone or it gives me anxiety.
Don't look at my phone.
I know.
Don't look at it.
And I guess I'm a little more apt to answer this question, but do you guys think that each app serves a different purpose? Like, do you think people go on each app to look for something different?
She's a little more apt.
100%. Yes.
Oh,
Goodbye. Get out.
I am the pun queen, and I didn't even know it. Thanks.
Anyway, yes, each app in my mind has different purposes. For example, in my mind, Tinder is like hookups, a good fuck buddy, maybe friends with benefits if it works in your favor.
Yeah.
While like when I had Bumble, that's when I like wanted a relationship.
Gross.
The fuck that is.
Yeah.
Who needs that?
But I would say Hinge is definitely like right up to Bumble, where you're kind of looking for more than just a little good fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think like the nature of how the app is set up kind of tells you like how it's going to be. Like, I didn't know all of those things that you just said about the apps, but like Hinge and Bumble sound way more involved. Like, first of all, when you're creating your profile, I know you have to like go through and answer all these questions, so you have to spend more time and energy creating the profile to begin with, and then you have to put more time and energy into either messaging first or messaging at a certain time, or like making sure you're always checking it. So I feel like because they're more involved, you're going to have people who are more serious about it. Whereas Tinder, you can literally just like upload one single picture and then just start swiping away.
Correct. No, I actually didn't even think about that. But no, because I think of Tinder as like you're looking for a fuck buddy.
Yeah.
And then because the people I've talked to on Hinge and Bumble seem so much more genuine.
Yes.
Like, even though I'm only looking for something casual, it was like everyone seemed more genuine. Like, it wasn't like Tinder's kind of gross.
It is.
It's like when you meet somebody out at like the gross freshman bar in your college town.
Yep.
Versus like Hinge and Bumble are meeting people at the like 21 and up bars.
Right.
Or like the restaurants
Well
that turn into
said.
bars at night. Like,
Right.
that's how I view it. So you can look for the same things, but the group you have, the population you have to pick from is just better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Again, I haven't had them, so I'm only taking their word for it.
Yeah, you got fucking lucky.
We could be
Goodbye.
lying to you. We could be like
It's all a lie.
the listeners could be like, that's not true at all.
Now you're lying to the people,
Well,
which
I
we
was
said
gonna say-
before.
I would
You
never
can't
lie
lie
to the people. Ever.
Well, I was going to say is that for all we know, like half of the guys on Hinge or Bumble could also just be looking for a good fuck.
yeah, but they're just so much
like,
nicer about
in
it.
our minds, we're like, no, he wants more.
Well, like, but Emily was just saying, like, even she's on it and she's really only looking for, like, casual stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel
And
though
it's
Emily says that.
No, I believe her.
Oh my God.
Charlotte is
Do you
convinced that
think-
Emily is, like, looking for a serious boyfriend.
I think
That
she is,
sounds
but that's
disgusting to me right now. Number one. Number two, like, there was a British guy that I was messaging. He was literally visiting Nashville, and it was like, hey, do you want to meet up and hook up? And we were like, yes. And then quarantine hit. And
Yikes.
it was like, but it was super casual, but he was just so much nicer about it versus I've gotten messages on Tinder being like, what do you want to meet right now? And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to get murdered. No, thank you.
Wasn't there one guy who like asked you to drive him to get weed or something like that?
He asked me
Oh
to
my
smoke him
gosh.
out.
Yeah, but like he didn't have a car, so he was like, "Yeah, can you come pick me up or something?"
Oh.
I remember there was something like that happened, and I was like, the audacity.
I would
I think
never.
he was like, asking me, like he was one of those people that message and they're like clearly only looking to like get someone to smoke them out and then have sex and then
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
But this guy was like, oh, like come hang out with me. Like, do you like to smoke? Blah blah blah. I got a plug, but he's out of town right now. Like, do you have any? And he was like, no. I was like, no. And he was like, well, like, do you want to hang out and like go get some? And he was like, but you'd have to like come pick me up. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And it was like late, and I was, yeah, that's too
It was
much.
late. It was like after midnight, and I was like, nah,
oh my
dude.
god,
I
I
work.
remember this.
Yeah.
I was like, I work a 9 to 5. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, like goodbye.
It was the audacity, honestly.
Audacity.
So I'm gonna start with you, Elaina, because yours was a little further away. What was your purpose going on Tinder?
So I, similar to Emily, like she mentioned, I had just gotten out of a serious relationship. It was like 2.5 years. And honestly, like, this makes me sound old and I'm really not. But like, before I had gotten into that relationship, like, not only was I like freshly out of high school, but like no one was really on Tinder. At least no one in my friend group was on Tinder. And so I got out of the relationship and I was like, oh, okay, well, like this is the thing to do now. Like if you're single, you like have a Tinder. So I just kind of created it to have one because I was like, why the hell not? Because now I can. So yeah, so I just created one and then just started swiping away just to see what happens. Yeah, I didn't really go on it with any like super intentional reason.
Yeah, well, Elaina and Shar and I all became single around the same time.
Yeah.
Mhm. And we were also all together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
we were
to-
all living together.
God bless.
Yeah.
And
Thank
so
honestly though.
we were like we were all super excited about like making a Tinder because like I had never made any sort of dating app besides like Hot or Not in high school.
I didn't even have that.
I didn't
Really?
have that.
Oh, you
Yeah.
missed out.
I know.
It was fun. But yeah, it was just the excitement of it. Like everyone was on Tinder. Like I would see my friends be on it or they would show me stuff and I felt like I was missing out. And then I went on Tinder and I'm like, I'm not missing out.
Yeah. Really, I think Tinder at the basis is mostly just like a good like confidence boost.
Correct.
Or
Yeah.
like something to do in your free time. You're like, all right, let's go swipe on Tinder and waste some time.
Yeah.
Especially in Tallahassee because everyone's
Yeah.
like super into you because they're just trying to hook up.
Right.
So
Mhm.
it feels nice.
Just a
So-
bunch of horn dogs.
Correct.
Charlotte hates me so much
Oh
right
my
now.
god.
Alright, so Shar, what was your intention of going on dating apps?
I think I like had phases. So a lot of the times I would find myself downloading the app, deleting the app, downloading, deleting. It was kind of, and I think every time I did it was for a different reason. So obviously when I got out of my relationship, I think I was just looking for someone else to fill the gap that I had lost. And then I think that frustrated me more than when I didn't have it. So I deleted it again. Deleted it again. And then another one was probably boredom. And
Correct.
another phase was probably like, I think the one I'm in right now is kind of, I know I do not want a relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of just like, I guess having fun with it, honestly. We got a lot of time on our hands lately. So yeah, 100%. I think it's just like where my mentality at. Oh my gosh.
Where my mentality at.
No, it definitely depends on where my mentality is at. That 100% determines the purpose of why I'm on it. So right now, currently, it is just a great grand old hookup.
Great grand.
You're still searching for that great grand old hookup. It has not
Honestly,
come yet.
has not-
yeah, I am.
Just like
The
Charlotte,
ones
it
I've
has
gotten,
not come yet.
They ain't it.
Oh.
Oh, Okay. My mother listens to this.
Well done.
She's not listening to this episode. I know.
You ever just like say shit and you're like, my mom's listening to this. Okay.
Well,
Nah, my mom's cool.
yeah.
Your
my
mom is
too.
cool.
But I also
Both of your
realized
moms are cool. My
in the
mom is like, she tries to be cool, but then she's just like, why'd you say it like that?
Yep.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about the first episode, and my mom was like, yeah, I listened to it. And then I had a like war flashback of me saying like, yeah, I've had sex with somebody with a smaller dick. Like, and then I was like, fuck. And she was like, yeah, I don't think dad would appreciate the dicks part though. And I was like, no, I don't think he would. So with dating apps comes like a game essentially, and you have to play the game
I love
in
the game.
today's day and age.
Elena's very
This
Elena's
good
is
at
my
the game.
favorite game to play.
She likes playing she's a coach. She likes playing the game for others.
Yeah, I'm on the I'm on the sidelines cheering on my.
She's the mom with like the huge ass poster and like the fucking blue fainted face.
Yep.
Oh my
The
goodness.
foam finger. Except it's a dick.
Oh my god. That's
Can
the
somebody
intro.
make that?
That's
So
the
please-
intro.
It'll be on our
Please.
merch page. Keep an eye out.
Oh my god! Somebody,
If I have
somebody
to cut
teach
them
me
myself.
how to make a foam dick.
No, we're just gonna buy foam fingers, and I will just cut the finger into the shape of a penis.
I have a foam finger in my room. I'll bring it to you.
Oh my god, I'm ready.
You know how it says like #1 fan?
Yeah.
It says #1 dick fan.
#1 OnlyFans.
Oh
God,
yes.
that was so good.
Thank you.
Well, Elaina, since you love playing the game, what are like important things people should know whilst playing the game, specifically on dating apps?
I think so. I just want to preface, I'm not like a huge like, oh, you gotta like play with someone's emotions and like do dumb shit. Like that's not the game that I am referring to. However,
Not
I think
the game she's playing.
right. I think specifically with dating apps, you you just have to. Like there's no getting around having to play the game a little bit.
It's more fun that way.
Right. So
Y'all
I think
have too much free time.
no, it doesn't even require free time. It's just like you have to make them want you a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. You have
It's
to
like
keep them interested.
right. So it's like these all sound so dumb, but like it's true. Like you can't respond too quickly all the time. You can't be like too available right off the bat. You have to like, in my opinion, you should like talk to the person on the dating app for a little while and then like try and get their Snapchat or social media or whatever. But like you can't do all of that too soon, and like I don't know, there's just I think it's a lot of it is a timeline. Like you can't try and rush it too much. And then I think honestly another huge part of it in my opinion is just like being very upfront about what you want.
Listening to you say this, I feel like I've been playing the game, but it's mostly just because I have no free time that they probably think I'm playing. Like, for example, like one of the guys that like I've been seeing consistently now, it takes me like a whopping 2 to 3 days to honestly message him back. Like we're like we've been texting, we hang out. Like there are times where he's like texting me and he's like, is everything okay? Like it's been like 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
But
I just
like I do think there is like a sweet spot, like because if it's someone that you're genuinely interested in, you're like, okay, I want something to come out of this, whatever it may be, whether it's a hookup, a relationship, whatever. Like you want them to know that you're interested in them, but you don't want to be too available. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
Correct.
basically I'm just not available.
Correct.
I just like I'm available probably
She's not pretending.
like once a week.
Right. Well, because if
Really,
they don't,
though.
if you think about it flipped, like if they don't think that you're interested enough, then why are they going to keep putting the energy into it unless they're just thirsty as fuck, which
Which they might be.
they might be, which is fine. But
Well,
yeah.
do you think, like, how long do you think you should wait to, like, ask for or give your snap?
For me, when I was doing it, I always waited, honestly, minimum a few days.
Yeah.
Like maximum maybe like a week. Because I think give them a couple days to like talk on the app, get to know them a little bit, kind of feel out how the conversation's going, what their vibe is, etc. And then you kind of want to be like, okay, I like them on the dating app. Now let's switch to something else and see, you know, what they actually look like and like how much they're going to talk to me, because like some people don't check their dating apps very often.
Me.
So if you switch it over to like Snapchat, they might be more prone to have conversations more often. But if you wait too long, like over a week, then it's like, okay, well, it seems like you don't want it to go any further than just talking on the dating app.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't even had to time out anything because I'm usually the one that's asked, like, what's your Snap? What's your phone number? What's your Insta? Whatever.
Yeah.
And in my experience, I rarely give out my phone number.
Yeah, no.
Correct.
Because I'm like, I don't
do
want
that.
you to have my number to like text me if I'm not into you.
Yep.
If you have my Snap, I can delete you and you
Right.
can't snap me anymore.
Right.
And so finally, to kind of wrap up my portion, we have someone here that has
boy.
found a wonderful conclusion to her Tinder dating app story.
I hated
Literally-
that introduction.
I look back at this.
Do you want me to
and
do it
it's-
again?
No, that was
It's
good.
it's stupid.
It
It's
is.
stupid how lucky you got.
No,
but
it
like
is.
it's great and all.
She's like,
But,
I'm
like-
happy for you, but like, fuck you.
Like, fuck yeah. Well, and I want you to divulge as much as you want
Okay.
about how you guys met.
I want to preface that like everything else I've said is totally good advice, but like this situation is not normal.
It's not.
Like
It's
Charlotte
really not.
Charlotte says what she just said to me all the time, and I'm like, I will never deny
No.
that it should not have happened. Like I realize
But we're glad it did.
right.
We are, but
So like this might happen to you, but like don't hear this story and be like, "Oh my god, I'm going to get a Tinder and that's going to happen to me."
It's not. It's really not.
It's really not.
Especially on Tinder.
Especially on Tinder. Cuz it's disgusting.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So I kind of already said like why I was on it. He had like just had it for a while and he had done a lot of like casual things before. So I messaged him first. I messaged what I said earlier. We talked on the app for like a few days, maybe a week. And then we got each other's Snapchat. We were talking like every day-ish. And I was like driving home from school or something, and I was Snapchatting him and I was like, "Oh, I'm really hungry. Like I can't wait to go home and make food or something." And he was like, "Oh, like he was like, "Me too. Do you want to go get food?" And I was like, sure." And so he was like, "Well, where do you want to go?" And I was like, "Oh, I really want Tijuana Flats." And apparently the way he talks about it, that was like the most amazing thing I ever could have said, because he was like, she knew where she wanted to eat and I didn't have to like jump through hoops to like, because like there's always that thing where it's like guys are like, "Where do you
I
want
don't
to
know,
eat?"
where
And
do
they're
you
like, "I
wanna
don't know."
go?
Yeah.
No, I
He was like,
always-
"No, she
I
knew what
always
she
say.
wanted," and it was like, he was like, "I was sold." So yeah, we
It doesn't
went
hurt that you're also super hot and funny.
to, I mean, thanks.
No, it's really because she just knew where she wanted to eat.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's it. You
That's
can
it.
stop listening. That's it.
But
So know where you want to eat and you will find your Prince Tinder.
yeah, exactly. That's my only advice. Just message him and be like, "Take me to this restaurant."
Take me
See,
to Ruth's
I
Chris
like have
Steakhouse.
to do that though because of my allergy, but like,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's
But yeah, so we went to Tijuana Flats. We didn't do anything. He literally picked me up. We went to Tijuana Flats. We came home. We hugged in the car, and then I got out.
You hugged in the car?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was,
hear
like,
that
a
part.
weird, like, awkward.
wait, was it like
car
that thing
hug.
where they like go in for a kiss and you hug them instead?
No,
I hope
no.
not.
He didn't really do anything. I just like, I don't know. I felt weird just being like, "Okay, bye," and then leaving. So I like leaned in and like gave him a little hug, and I was like, "Okay, I'll talk to you later," whatever. Yeah, we kept messaging. The next time we hung out, we like hung out with Emily. He came over.
Rip.
We went to the
Oh,
pool.
what did- Oh,
No.
we did.
I said rip because the way he met me was just unfortunate.
Char, do you want to tell that?
Do you wanna?
So they like went to the pool at our apartment complex and I like was in a deep sleep.
A deep slumber.
And I literally got out of bed, put my hair into the messiest bun possible, had a tank top on, no bra, huge sweatpants, and was just holding my freaking bag of frozen pizza and walked out of my room And he meets me at the top of the stairs, and I go, hello? And he goes, hi, I'm and I go, hi, I'm Charlotte. And I just proceed to walk downstairs, and I go, Emily, who's the gentleman upstairs?
And later he comes back down, and Elaina and I are talking about Charlotte, and he goes, oh, is that pizza bag girl?
Yeah, he goes. He referred to her exclusively as pizza in a bag girl for a while after that. But yeah, so that time was the second time we hung out with my friend, because I was like, I know I want to hang out with him again, but like I kind of want her to be there just to like be a buffer, you know,
because she knows I would fight on sight if anything happened.
Woman.
Yeah, I had a wing woman around, and then we like made out and whatever, and then
whatever.
And I tell Charlotte this all the time. Like, I literally told him that time we started making out, and I straight up said, I was like, I'm not having sex with you right now.
I, for some reason, still
She's like, I can't do that. And I was like, you just do it. Like,
you just say it. And if they say no, then you say leave.
Right.
Wow.
And he
Thanks,
was like,
Sherlock.
and he was totally fine with it. But I wanted to preface, because things were getting hot and heavy. And I was like, I don't want either of us to be put in like a weird situation. So I'm just going to put all my cards out on the table and be like, here's what's going on.
Respect.
Or you could have just had a panic attack in your shower like I did.
I'm going to pull to Charlotte. Yeah, so we continued to hang out. We continued to like casually hook up. We eventually had like actual sex like a month later.
Actual sex?
No, before marriage?
Kidding.
I know. We're going to hell.
God.
But yeah, and then we continued hooking up casually. We started liking each other, and then he moved away because he graduated, and then he started visiting me every weekend.
And that's when we knew that
I was like, yep.
It wasn't just friends with benefits. And then
This man drove 4 hours for me every weekend, which, might I just say, coming from my last relationship, advice, like, if someone's not doing something that you expect of them, or like they're not putting in enough effort, like, find someone who will drive 4 hours one way every weekend for you. Like,
correct.
because I never thought that anyone would just do that. Like, I didn't even have to ask him to do it. He just did it. So
like
I
he
was
liked to or something.
right. But like, just like have expectations. Like, people will do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. My ex wouldn't come visit me, and I lived 4 hours away. And then now I live 8 hours away, and we're not together, obviously. And he like talks about visiting me, and I'm like, dude, you couldn't even visit me when we were in the same state.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, okay, do it.
No, yeah, I can't say the same thing. My ex visited me quite often, considering it was also flights that he had to take, and when he couldn't, I was very spoiled.
So like, my ex, like, he would visit often, and like he did the things, but he would also like, he wouldn't like hold them against me, but he would like do them and then expect me to be like super like,
he
you know
did
what
the
I mean?
bare minimum sometimes, and was
I
like,
hate
why aren't
that.
you groveling at my feet
Right.
when I did the bare minimum for you?
So it's like, yeah, he did those things, but like, he was also an asshole about it. So yeah. So yeah, anyhow, that's how I found my boyfriend on Tinder. He's a great guy.
How long have you guys been dating?
It's over a year officially now. It's like a year and a month and a half.
Do you lie? Like, do you say that you met on Tinder, or do you?
Yeah. Anytime, like, I was hanging out with his mom and his aunt, and we were getting pedicures, and she was like asking me about him and I, and she's like, so how'd you guys meet? And I just laughed. Like, every time somebody's like, oh my god, so how'd you meet? I just laugh. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, we met on Tinder. And they're like, oh? I'm like, yeah, it's not a thing, but yeah, we did.
Well, that's all I have.
Sweet.
Great.
Sweet.
All right. I'm very excited for my game. Okay, so basically, for this episode, we are doing Tinder, but with just bios. So basically, I'm going to read you bios, and you're going to decide if you would swipe left or swipe right.
Oh,
I'm so excited. This is really good.
Charlotte's been raving about this game.
Some of the ones I found while I was making this, I'm glad I didn't put them in the podcast. They were either really bad or gruesome. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna start
kind of soft and then get into it.
And get hard.
Get hard.
Okay, the first one is I'm banking on your standards being a lot lower than mine.
Well, I've seen that before.
I would swipe left.
We went to FSU, guys. I would swipe left.
I would
Yeah,
swipe
I would
left.
say based on just the bio, it would be a left. If they're really hot, I might swipe right. But
Sounds like a frat guy to me,
yeah.
but like not a hot frat guy.
I don't really know. I just looked up the bio.
Good.
The next one is TBH. I just want to get some free Chipotle out of this.
Left.
I feel like
I
that's
don't like Chipotle.
You know what? I'm going to say right because that's something I would say. All right. This one's kind of funny. Married. Couple of kids. Looking for some side action. Just kidding. Single. 3 Tamagotchis. Looking for someone to bring to family events so they'll stop thinking something is wrong with me.
I would
Hard
swipe right.
Right. 100%. I was considering making that my bio.
Yours?
but-
It's the Tamagotchis that get me. Because I'm
I
like, you
know.
have 3 Tamagotchis? Let me play one.
right.
Just moved to Hawaii. I consider myself a mountain girl, but I'm trying out the island life for a while. I love nature, photography, and most of all, Game of Thrones. Grew up in LA, graduated from UC Santa Barbara, and since then I've worked in multiple national parks, traveled to 5 continents and 15 countries. I guess you could call me a bit of an adventurer. P.S. I don't care how tall you are. If a girl puts a height requirement in her profile, she's probably a bitch.
Okay, here's my thing.
Shit.
The end was good, but if I'm being honest, I probably would not have gotten to the end of that.
Yeah.
Read the first
The end
two
was
sentences
great.
That was
and
so
swiped
long-winded.
Right.
I would have taken one
Left,
look.
left.
I would have taken one look at that paragraph and said no.
No, agreed. And
Not today, Satan.
Not today.
and I feel like people that put stuff like that in their bio, they're like they're going to be too nice.
Yeah, you're taking this
Like,
way too seriously.
She sounds too
But
nice
she's
to
also
me.
not nice because she basically was just like, any bitch who wants a height requirement in their bio, fuck that.
Also, most of the things that were in that were not that like she's like, oh my god, I like Game of Thrones and I'm like from LA and
Can we also just
it's like,
talk
yeah,
about-
you and like 6 billion other people.
for this one? For this
Not
one on the
actually, but
website
yeah.
I was on, they did include her picture, and it is literally just her and her donk looking back at it.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
That's it.
That's what I was
Yeah.
picturing.
But
when you were
yet
sounds
reading
she's
about
it.
right.
like yelling at females for having a height requirement.
Yeah, nah. Left.
I mean, if you want to put your donk out there, but don't put a paragraph with it.
I mean, put your donk out there. Just don't hate on other women while you're doing it.
correct.
Preach.
This one was stay majestic. That was it.
No, left.
No, left.
That's so boring.
What does that even mean?
That sounds like somebody that would like quote
I
like
saw
Charlie
it.
the Unicorn at me. I don't know why, but
I
I'm like,
saw it, and you know what? I was like, it's mysterious.
it's not. It's
No,
boring.
It's trying way too hard, but like also not trying at all.
Like they probably describe themselves as quirky and different. No,
That was good.
gross.
All right, this one's I'm everything your mother wanted to date.
One more time. Take 2. Here we go.
This one is I'm everything your mother wanted you to date and some.
Yeah, I mean, I'd swipe
I would
right.
left that shit. You don't know my mom.
I feel like they could have been. They could have made it so much funnier.
Honestly,
You know?
like that would not be a hard left for me. Especially if they're hot. I think they're hot. I would swipe right
Yeah,
No,
because it's not bad enough for me to be like no.
it's a soft right,
Right. Exactly.
soft, right?
like
A
like
limp-
slow. Like I slowly move it to the right because I'm like still not sure, and then it
Yeah.
kind of falls over the edge, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was also under the impression, like when I was doing this, I was pretty much just like, or if I'm attracted to them, but I'm not like in love with them, like I'll swipe right just to see what happens.
True.
I feel that. This is the last one. My third photo is me wearing 21 shirts. Oh, and I also do anal.
Right,
Yeah, I'd
right,
swipe
right.
right. First, I would
I just-
swipe to the last picture, and then
21
swipe right.
shirts? What? That's so much more important than anal.
It is though.
No, it is. I would be like, just can you imagine the anticipation of watching them take off 21 shirts?
That would. Oh my god, that would be such
Oh
a
my-
good opening line.
No,
like I'd
that's
love
how
to
I
see
should
you
just
take
approach
off
my
all
next-
21,
My next date, I'll show up in 21 shirts. So
and then
he
wait
has
for someone.
21 shirts off.
They've got to
You
be
both-
committed.
And then when
You
he's
both
like,
you both show up in 21 shirts, and then you take turns taking them
no,
off.
No, bitch, I would show up in 21 shirts and he'd be like, what the fuck? And I go, it's a test. Are you going to ace it?
It's like the SpongeBob. 1 hour later. Still them taking shirts off.
I'm gonna put that as my Tinder bio.
Honestly, do it. That's
Yeah,
so
but then you have
funny.
to take a picture of you in 21 shirts.
I'll do that just for fun.
Please do it and
Well,
send
then
it to us.
We'll post it.
We'll
on
post it on our story.
We'll post it on our story as a
Oh my
promo
gosh.
for this episode.
Oh my god.
We each can wear 21 shirts.
honestly.
No.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I hate to be like this, but, like, I won't be able to take them off.
I'll
You know
help
why
you.
I say this? Is because my last fuck, I literally struggled so hard taking my
boy.
own bralette off. It wasn't
Good.
even a shirt. It was a bralette.
You have Elaina. Elaina can help you take them
I'll
off.
help you.
Yeah, so I'll just, like, tell the guy, just wait 1 second. Let me just...
No, I'm saying for the picture.
You dum-dum.
You're like getting hot and heavy with this guy, and you're like,
Real quick, and then she whistles, and then I run in. I just open the floor.
Wait,
the
but
floor.
can you-
The door flies open.
can you imagine getting hot and heavy in 21 shirts?
Get
We
extra
had
hot.
when one of my fuck buddies came over, we made a plan if it went bad, and it was literally that I would text Elaina like an emoji or some shit, and you would walk in and pretend to be my lesbian lover.
No, I wouldn't walk in. I would barge in,
Busted.
and I would be like, "Charlotte, are you cheating on me with a man?"
And then her boyfriend would also be there, and then the guy would be
Charlotte,
like, who's
are
that?
you cheating on us?
Exactly. That was our game plan. If it
Oh
went
my
south,
God.
Damn.
I mean, it did, but like, we didn't even make it.
there was no
to,
time.
to the
There
to
was
me
no
texting
time.
Elena.
I didn't have time to walk the 4 feet between our.
I didn't have
bedroom
time to
doors.
feel anything good down there, but it's fine.
And on that note,
So I thought that was a good game.
that was
That
really
was a
fun.
great
It
game.
was creative
I
too.
thought that was fun.
Good job.
Good job, Shari.
Just pat myself on the back if you heard it.
Alrighty. Well, actually, Elaina has 2 very special announcements for this episode.
I do.
We're all gay.
That's not new.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Babes and Bad Decisions and on Twitter at BABD Podcast. You can email us at babesandbaddecisions@gmail.com, and you can now also find all of our episodes and videos on our YouTube channel. Just search Babes and Bad Decisions Podcast. If you like us and you want to support us, please take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, and you can now check out our Patreon at patreon.com/babesandbaddecisions. And Em, what's our outro for today?
21 shirts? On your Tinder? It's more likely than you think.
That was good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.